Okay, so we'll call the meeting to order, our special meeting here at 6:31 p.m. We need to do roll call. So if we'll hit it alphabetically, folks, just start it at the top.
I think that's me. Christina Behrens, present.
Linnea Gustafson, present.
Steve Hughes.
Emily Lanto.
Maureen Terrell.
And Tracy Wascom, present. So we only have one agenda item, which is to review and vote on the proposals for the Words to Live and Bike By, but we need to approve that agenda. So can we make a motion to approve that?
I make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously. So I went ahead just hoping to move our process along today, and I put together a thing, and it's nice to see our logo in place so we can sort of take that into account too. The sort of all the individual images that we have within each of the individual categories, or at least within each of the individual locations, that we can then look at individually. And then I have a slide that has the multiples up on a single screen, and then we can go through our ranking and voting process. So to remind everybody of what these submissions look like, and there are no names on any of these because we agreed to do this as a blind review before decisions were made. So in terms of, right, so our first one is Hope. Okay, I'm just going to click through here. So this is what I've numbered submission 1. And as a note, this individual has an entry submitted in 2 different categories. So we need to be just aware of that as we're thinking about rankings, that it's possible we may have to move some things around. So this is Hope 1. This was Hope 2. Hope 3. This individual also has submissions in 2 of the different locations. And this was Hope 4. And this individual also has submissions in 2 different categories. So here they are all side by side, right? So that's ultimately kind of what we're thinking about. So we just need to sort of take it in turn for basically folks to rank them their first, second, third, and fourth choices, or we can have a discussion specifically after. I think we need to rank them first, get a sense of kind of where the numbers sit, and then we can debate anything should we choose. So who'd like to give us the numbers for? Oh, hey, hands went up all over the place. So Steve, your hand went up first. So give me your order. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, right to left.
Oh, so, you made it hard. I was gonna say top right and then counterclockwise in order. So top right's number 1. Top left is number 2.
So the one with the mountain is your first choice?
Yeah.
Okay, so that just because I know what those numbers are. All right, so, and then the mask is your second choice?
Last
is your last
choice.
So you went counterclockwise?
Yep.
Okay, so you go to number 2, 1, 3, and then 4. Okay, I can work that way. So Linnea, your hand popped up second. So
I like the Beach Hope as number 1.
Okay, so hang on, let me, all right, yep.
Hope with the Mountain, number 2.
Okay.
Lighthouse, number 3.
Okay.
Mask, 4.
Okay.
I'll make it easy. I'm exactly the same.
Oh, Christine. Okay, that works out well. So, yeah. Okay. Maureen. We lost Maureen. It's okay. So then I'm going to reach out to Emily. And Maureen is back. There she is. So while she's connecting, Emily, what was your voting order, if you would, please?
Mountain
is 1. Okay.
Mask.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Mountain. All right, so 4. Okay.
Lighthouse.
Okay.
Beach.
Okay. And Maureen, are you back in the world and situated?
I am. Are you able to see me? Because
yes, I am. That's great. So if you also want to sort of give me your order of things, that would be spectacular.
Certainly. Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Computer. Okay. So we're looking at Hope right now.
Yes.
Okay, number one is the water with the sky, like in the upper left-hand corner.
Okay.
Number two was the lighthouse. Number three is mountain, and four is the mask.
Okay. And my order was, I'm trying to remember what this ultimately ended up being. I think I was just a straight 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So looking at this, let me kind of, I mean, I got to do some quick math now. So give me just a moment and y'all can, so it's going to be, so that's, that would be our first one. Okay. All right. So that gives me at least a sense. And then as we'll move forward at the moment, because initially, and the only reason I bring this up is that this individual also has a second entry, the one that's got the first one. So right now it literally would be, if all things being unchanging at this moment, it literally would be Beach Hope, then Mountain Hope, then Lighthouse Hope, then Mask Hope, right? That's the current order is based off of the way that they played out. And I'll literally put the numbers down in a sheet so those are recorded, but that may adjust and change as we move. So then we have Dream as well. And so in this case, we have this is Dream 1. This was Dream 2. This was Dream 3. This is Dream 4. And this is Dream 5. And so again, here they all are in this order, and who again ever wants to go first.
Can we have discussion or?
Yes, we can. Like I said, we totally are, Linnea. This is just sort of, so is there something you want to bring up? Please do.
I feel like number 2 did not meet the project requirements. The one
with the word going vertically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the bottom one that's done very nicely with the biker and the dream in white, like that's going to exceed the 2-foot parameter also. So those just kind of didn't meet, I feel like, the requirements that we had. And as far as like the butterflies, they're really nice too, but she said the person put 2 feet. I believe there was a statement with that.
And I didn't read anything that I was assessing initially based just off of the visuals. So,
and but it's 2 feet above, and there'd only be a foot above because the bike path is 8 feet. So I feel like that the dream with the butterflies, it would just need to be shorter on the last letter, because they're 6 feet and they need to be centered on the bike path. So there would only be a foot above and below. So.
Okay. And that would be one.
I didn't know about the added quote either on that one. So.
Well, we did say they could do anything within that 1 foot that was around that. That wasn't, we didn't restrict that there could be no additional language. So that's in there. So with that, is there a concern and a decision? I'm going to kind of cycle where I can see everybody's faces a bit here, where we feel compelled for works that seem to not have fully met the project prompt. In that case, it would be the ones where the word is actually turned sideways, so it literally can't be done in the way that it's going to be laid out on the bike path. And the bottom longer, much more mural driven one, that those need to be removed? Or do you want to rank them and recognize that that person's just going to have to crop pretty radically what it is that they've designed?
Toss them. I wouldn't vote on them.
Because they don't meet the criteria. All right.
Yes.
I'm sensing that that's fine. And Linnea, I'm sensing that that's your feeling too. The ones that are radically outside of the project parameters should be removed. Maureen?
I feel the same. I just think that it's not within the parameters, then it just shouldn't be voted on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Emily and Christina, do you want to weigh in on those two as well?
I think the designs are really great, and I give them both kudos for entering them, but I don't think that they match the criteria.
Okay.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. And I would agree that the ones that are so far outside of what our parameters were have actually done. So that, in this case, would remove numbers 2 and number 5 from the voting based off of criteria. So that still leaves us 1, 3, and 4 that we need to vote on and rank. So I'm just going to start here because you're at the top of when I actually wrote it. Maureen, what's your ranking? Oh, yeah, I was like, I can't hear you. Okay.
1, 4, and 3.
So the one with the sort of, just to make sure I'm good. So the dream that sort of split into 2 is your first one. The dream with the clouds is the dream down here with the kind of green and blue and clouds is yours. Okay. So yes. 1, 4, 3. All right. I just want to make sure I have that. Okay. Christina?
So 3 is my favorite. I did miss what Linnea had mentioned in the write-up. So I don't know if that's like, you know,
it would need to be shortened.
Yeah. So
okay.
3 is my favorite. And then I would say 1 and then 4.
Okay. Linnea?
My favorite is 1. And I'm torn between 3 and 4. So I don't know.
You have to.
Oh, I have to. All
There's
right.
no that we have to have numbers because votes can.
Well, I feel there's more design to 3. Wait, 1. Yeah, to 3. To the butterflies is my next, and then 4.
Okay. Emily?
Three, 4, 1.
3, 4, 1. Steve?
1, 3, 4.
Can I change mine, or am I locked in?
Folks, can she change? I don't have, we haven't called it yet. Go ahead. Linnea, what do you want to change?
I was torn between the dream and the butterflies. I really do think I like the cloud one better than the butterflies.
So you want to go 1, 4, 3?
I do.
All right. And I was 3, 1, 4. All right. So we need to do this here. This one might actually be a closer deal here, folks. In fact, it is. So I got to do bigger math. So give me a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. So I have to figure out rankings here. All right. So did I do that backwards? This is where I should have done this differently. All right, just a second. Okay, so that's going to be what? 15, 6, 25. Okay. 1 is 4, 5, 4. By a single point, literally a single point, it is going to be the number 1 ultimately. So if I weighted everybody's votes, like where it actually sat in a ranking, that is, so dream 1 is the one that makes the cut in terms of the way the points would fall out. So what I did, just so y'all know, is based off everybody's ranking, each of your number 1 got a 5 point, and the second one, your second one got 4 points, and the third one got 3 points. So taking all of that into consideration, that's how that played out. All right. Respect. I think we've got fewer here. We had 2, and I had to end up, because of the way they embedded a file, it was just a PNG file. So that draft will not be there. That was just part of the file attachment. So don't take that into consideration with the design. It's the more sort of photorealistic elements that are there. And then this was entry number 2. And so these are the 2 that we need to rank and vote on. So Emily, I'll start with you this time. So top one's 1, bottom one's 2.
1, 2.
Okay,
And
Linnea?
I could go 2, 1, 2. But
Okay, that's all right. Linnea?
I am the same. The top one, the mask 2.
Steve?
Same.
Okay. Christina?
Same, 1, 2.
Maureen?
Same, 1, 2.
And that's a unanimous vote. So we have entry respect 1 is our choice there. And then we get easier because we have single choices. So we just basically need to affirm that we're okay with these submissions. So how are folks feeling in terms of this? I'll take a thumbs up across the board as I'm looking. If y'all are good, I'm good. Are we good? You can abstain, or you can okay, so I got you're gonna abstain. Is abstaining?
Ditto.
Is anybody
Me
else
too.
abstaining besides Hughes? Just so we have it for the records.
Yes.
Emily, did you vote? I can't.
I voted.
Okay.
I said, fine, this is
Okay, that's
fine.
fine. I
I
just
think
wanted-
this is an ideation and it will look like this, but somewhat different.
Yeah.
So
So that's all right. So we had 4 and an abstain, and then we have our gratitude. So same thing. Are we good? Any abstentions on this? I'm seeing thumbs and thumbs and thumbs. Like, looks like we're totally clear there.
And I understand it says here this individual has 2 entries. Her other entry is my favorite of all entries, though, I would like to put on record. I do like this also.
So, all right. So understanding that this is the same individual that was our choice, our top choice for Hope 1. That's the same maker. So just in that way. So what that would mean then, if we back up, so pardon the vertigo. It's the same maker as this. So we have a choice to make, which is to either you could basically not have a gratitude, or which I would not recommend that we do, or we go to our second choice, which would be that did we do that right? Or did let me make sure I didn't make something up. Right. So in this case, or the second choice would ultimately play out, which is our Hope Mountain would be the choice that would come through and be painted for Hope, which would be my recommendation to do this. Is since we
vote for
have 2
that.
entries, that we do that. And if
I just wanted to make it known that.
no, I agree. But
do
we
love
had said that we
was
didn't
my
want
favorite.
somebody to get a
That's right.
run, right, on
agree.
all of
Yeah.
these things.
I vote for that. It would be hard for them to do it within the project time to have 2 projects.
Yeah, we said-
Also, I think we should clearly spread it around. So I vote for.
And plus we'd said that was our parameter. So I just want to make sure that you weren't so taken by one that we basically were going to not put a word in place.
No, and I like the other one too. That was my second choice. I just wanted to let it be known. And this person did a great job by submitting 2. So they helped be able to ensure that they got one. So
Mhm. All right. That's all we needed to do, folks. That's the guts of what we had to accomplish this evening. So I will make sure that these numbers are compiled, hopefully, that we're also sort of jotting down. I'll make sure to have these numbers tallied up so it's nicely official. I'll put it in a spreadsheet if we need to have that, Tina, as part of record, and can get appended to the minutes so that those numbers are in place. But we have made a selection, and I will make sure that you've got a formal record of that, Tina, so that that can get passed on and we can find out if it actually has to go through, like, can it literally just be that kind of city manager clearance that we need to do, or does it actually then have to go forward also to the city commission, right, for that final approval. So I know, but just so we make sure that we follow our protocols properly. So.
And could you please then also make sure you give me the names?
Yeah, I'll put that, I've got that in there. I will, absolutely. I just wanted to, while we were voting, that we weren't supposed to, again, we weren't attending to that, but yes, I will.
And
So my plan is tomorrow, I'll present them to Mike Angeli. Hopefully he'll give his stamp right away, and then we'll prepare a PSA for Friday and go live on social media and PSA with the selections. And then maybe take our time, working with the artists and starting to highlight them, kind of special focuses.
There's another thing too. I feel like paint selection, we just told them, primary, secondary, a couple other colors, but I feel like, there's so many different options. I feel that someone's going to need to pick like you just can't just say green, but you need to go pick a Kelly green or
yeah, but we also just said primaries. Like we again, this wasn't.
Is it going to be, well, because blue can be, is it going to be like, technically blue is a lot darker than it appears too. So I don't know, I guess I'm a little bit concerned in that area because, like Crayola color is going to be different than Benjamin Moore color too. So that's where I feel like if someone's counting on a true blue, is it Crayola blue or which or that, or I don't know. I feel like before a paint is made and selected, that it needs to be looked at. I'd be willing to do that.
I think that would be great if you'd be willing to do that. And the way that the language was written in the proposal is that we would come as close to your standard color wheel colors as we can. And so my recommendation, Linnea, is that go to Benjamin Moore, bring yourself a color wheel, find what those things are, and we work with those parameters. And because for this project, obviously, as we look at other ones, we may work quite differently in terms of how those colors are done, but I think we need to just keep it sort of simpler, right? In this initial process, just to move the whole thing forward. But yeah, that would be spectacular if you would do that.
One other thing too, what was it now? It was Tina, someone, I believe Mr. Stonehouse wanted us to power wash something that didn't get accomplished this summer. And I'm back in school now.
Linnea, so I'm thinking we're going to make a game plan, Tristan and I, figure out the testing, the asphalt, all this stuff. And then I'll connect with you and I can present our timeline and our schedule and everything with the group next Wednesday, which hopefully we'll have a schedule. I'll have a lot of answers as far as paint dry time and we'll have talked with all the artists to see their availability. We have to look at weather. I mean, there's so many variables and I've never done this before, but my hope is to have a plan for everybody to, weigh in on next Wednesday at our meeting, but I'll definitely connect with you, Linnea, about the colors.
Thank you. And I'll do that for next Wednesday. Is that enough time for next Wednesday to get?
I think so. I mean, I think because at this point, that honestly, a lot of that can happen behind the scenes. So having that just in hand, I think will be good.
And he also said that they dispose of any exterior acrylic. And if anything people is discarded from other people, we can have for free too. So there may be additional colors too.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be stenciling next week. So we're going to have to scout the areas starting tomorrow.
Wow.
Specific areas. And we're pretty excited.
All right.
I'll definitely call. I'll send an email out, whoever, is available some of those days if they want to help out, but otherwise staff will take care of it.
Awesome. All right, folks, if we're good, then we'll close our special meeting at 6:55 p.m. and we'll be back and seeing everybody in a week for our full-fledged actual meeting. And happy birthday to the birthday children who are having their stuff tonight. So yeah. All right. Y'all take care. Tina, I'll email you in just a few minutes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Linnea.